Hey, and welcome to 9 to Thrive Lead Generation Uncovered with myself, Nikki Williams, business mentor, and Laura Burnett, tech geek and email marketing extraordinaire from the Thrive Business Academy and Email Marketing Made Easy. Laura and I are super passionate about telling you about online business to support your lead generation growth and income. So today, what we're going to be covering is the different types of lead magnets to generate leads and the tech involved. Now, we're going to be general during this session, and then later on in other series, we're going to focus on each one individually. So we're going to go into it in more depth. But if you want to generate leads online, then your business needs lead magnets, full stop. Okay. So whether it's like this, a podcast, whether it's, small downloads, etc., you'll need something to draw your leads or your audience into your email marketing strategy. So then you can nurture them. Okay, so there's lots of different kinds. There's way too many to talk about in this very quick burst. So shall I fire away, Laura, with starting to go through them? Or
I would say just a very brief explanation. When we say lead magnet, because they do get called lots of different things, like I think only just last week I forgot what was called, high converting something was called. So a lead magnet, what we mean is you will have a form somewhere on a website or anywhere else that people fill in to give you their email address. And in exchange for them giving you their email address, so you can email market to them, you will give them something in return. So this could be a free lead magnet or a paid one, which we'll go into in another episode. So for example, you can download from us a template pack for Canva for lead magnets. And that's, if you give us your email address, we'll give you that. And that's what we mean by lead magnet. But yes, do you want to dive in with what kind of PDF lead magnets there is, Nikki?
Yeah, so there is a number of different ones, but the main ones are either, quick tips, a guide. It could be a guide to using Facebook groups, for example, a cheat sheet. It could be vegetarian meals cheat sheet or a workbook, etc. But when we're looking at those, we're looking at what problem you're solving for your ideal client. It's generally a quick win. So you're not going to offer in your PDF something that's like 100 pages long. You want them to get that short burst of your expertise and be really super specific, and make sure that it's really simple, easy to digest, and make sure the PDFs are really top quality, high value content and high value look. And then the tech involved with offering something like that, Laura.
So yes, before I do a tech talk, I'm going to give you some titles of some not random, but some ebooks that I know are out there because my clients have created them, just which might give you an idea of what we mean by different ebooks and guides. So we've got how to establish healthy boundaries, how to manage remote teams. So these are guides, if you can tell, because they're saying how to. 7 ways to save 3 hours a week. That's my own, actually. That's my very first one. What type of boiler to use, how to help someone grieving, your guide to EV chargers, choosing software for your new law firm, 5 steps to getting in the zone, health and safety checklist, and then there's lots and lots more. So, and we've got well-being recipes for the soul. So various industries there, and they've all made use of some form of PDF in that format. And tech-wise, it's very simple. It's probably the easiest one to set up, more than likely, which is literally you need to create a PDF, or you can get a designer to create a PDF for you. I am terrible at creating my own, so I have designers who do all that for me. And you can use, we ideally normally use Canva, but you can use various different softwares you want to create things. Then once you've created it, you also download this as a PDF, and then you need to store it online so that people can access it. So this could be using Google Drive, could be using OneDrive, it could be using your own website, and that'll give you a link to share with people. And that is all the tech that's involved.
It's kind of like an instant gratification win, isn't it? It's instantly accessible. They can get it straight away on their hard drive or their tablet, and they can look at it straight away. So it's the easiest to set up and the quickest win for them to receive it as well. And they work so well. They really are a good start. And quite often we're going to say about all of these things, it's quite good over time to have a few different lead magnets available. I'm now going to talk about a different sort of lead magnet, which is resources. And that could be swipe files, templates. So for example, we've got a template pack of 100 beautifully designed lead magnet templates that you can get for free. And then you can make up. We were just talking about Laura saying she's not that keen on design, so she outsources. This is particularly brilliant for those people that don't like design, don't know how to do it, but they've got the content to put inside it. So we offer that, and it's been really well received. You can have Trello boards, Asana, you can have spreadsheets, all sorts of resources that somebody can actually utilize to save time, save money, and that sort of idea.
We've got, what did I have? Oh, that was it. One of my most popular lead magnets was actually one where they got a Trello board template of my social media board. And that was one of my most popular lead magnets. You can create templates in quite a lot of different software. So if you're a website developer, you can create a template for whatever builder you use, such as Divi, Elementor for people to use. Obviously, if you're someone who's a content writer, you could give people examples of social media posts. You could give them email copy, etc., landing page copy. If you are amazing at design like Nikki, you could obviously give templates out for Canva that people can use. And the list does go on and on and on. And it is very straightforward to create, because usually you will already have these resources because you're using them yourself. So for example, with my social media board template, it was as simple as copy my own, just make sure it got rid of all the private stuff that was relevant to my business, and just make it a template. And that was it. I advise to give instructions with it though. A lot of people do just give templates out, don't they, Nikki? Just here's your template. But I would say, I don't know if you agree, Nikki, but it's advisable to give them some sort of instructions on how to use the template.
I mean, ideally, if you do it via video, even better, because what they're doing is they're receiving this wonderful quick win that's going to be really incredible, save them time or money, but they're also going to get to know you. So if you can do a quick video, ideally, if not, it's going to be like at the start of your download, it's going to show how to use it. But a video is really optimize that sort of little area where you can say, right, this is who I am, this is what I'm here for, and this is how you can use this. And that is a really good way of doing it. We've just added a social media accountability spreadsheet into our Thrive Business Academy, which has been, again, received incredibly well because it's going to save them time. They're going to feel more in control of their social media. They've got a way of staying accountable for themselves. They can tick it off as they go along. So anything that makes such a difference to your dream clients, and by adding, as you say, a video, which again adds that little bit of an extra thing that you need to do, but it's well worth it.
100%. And tech-wise, obviously it's different for whatever kind of toolkit you use. If you're doing a document or a spreadsheet, you're going to want to use probably like Google Docs or Google Sheets, and then you'll get a share link. If you're using Canva templates, you'd give them the link to that. If it's a Trello template, you'd use the link to that. So whatever it is you're creating a template for, it will usually give you a link that you can share.
Okay, so then we
next,
go
Nikki?
I think it's challenges and boot camps, because that's a huge a lead magnet, lead generation tool. Much more hard work to go and put on, but you probably generate higher quality leads because of it, because people have signed up for the challenge or the boot camp. They've maybe turned up 5 days out of 7. They've listened, they've got involved in it, and the people at the end are more likely to convert. But I actually don't know about the stats involved with that, because we don't actually teach that at the moment. But that's a really good way to get in front of a lot of people, which
we did quite well on our own, didn't we?
We did, when we didn't do a really good sort of run up to it, did we?
Nope.
Our launch was very light. but we did incredibly well with our supercharge sessions.
And what's normally you've done a lot of challenges, Nikki.
I did a lot.
I would say, what is the word of warning on challenges?
It's your energy. So the word of warning is it's your energy, because you have to really, when I've done my challenges, it's a 6-week launch, and you need to be turning up to guest experts to get to be seen to new audiences, going on to podcasts as an expert and being interviewed. You need to be on social media, going live, to try and organically build as much momentum as possible to draw into your challenge or boot camp. And it's worth it, but it is absolutely exhausting. So my tips there is to make sure you absolutely nail your launch, and that you absolutely nail before the challenge exactly what you're doing when you're doing it, even down to, having templates of what you're saying on each session, so it conserves your energy and gets some really good microwave meals, because you won't have time to eat, and drink lots of water. But I personally would never do them like I did initially, because I was poorly for weeks afterwards because of the energy. It's quite a common thing. However, you could do this and get the leads by using Facebook ads, which I know many people do, at a cost.
100%. And as an example, what you could do is, we ran a 5-day training, didn't we? And it was Supercharge Your Lead Magnet idea. And it was basically 5 days. So the tech involved with it, we obviously had to, you create a sign-up page. We needed some place to host the challenge, which generally the most favorite one to use is Facebook groups. So you would have to create yourself a private Facebook group. You have to have something set up so that you can live stream into the group. You could, of course, just use Facebook's own, but I won't advise against it. I'd advise against that. And then you're going to need, obviously, all the resources you're giving away. So if you're doing it, we did a challenge which had, I think it was like a 72-page workbook with it. So that had to be created as well. And then, of course, we needed to do the training, which were like masterclasses, which we'll be covering shortly. So you tend to have quite several different elements that you need on it. So challenges, I wouldn't say ever do as your first ever lead magnet. Run that when you're comfortable. And like Nikki said, just conserve your energy for it. Ours wasn't too bad because there was 2 of us. So it was quite easy.
And also we both had an audience, didn't we? So we both have an audience. So if you're starting out in business and you've yet to grow your audience, then it's going to be really, really tricky to get those bums on seats to your online challenge. But whereas if you've already got an audience, it's somewhat easier to launch any of these things.
100%. So moving on then.
Well, we've got audio.
What do we want to do next?
Yeah, we're just going to cover audios, just because a lot of our clients are health and wellness. They may be having like a quick hypnotherapy audio, something like that. And so they give that to their audience. They offer that out as a de-stressor, etc. So you can do a quick audio. We're obviously using audio as a podcast, but sometimes you just want to record your voice and put that out there. Have you got many clients that do that, Laura?
I think most of them are ones that are actually in our membership, and they do work well. I know one of our members has just created one, which is a meditation, isn't it, to solve a particular problem around launches. And I know that's worked very well for her. And I know many other people have done it. So even if you're, like Nikki said, in that environment and actually you do a lot of talking for your work, that is totally possible that you can create an audio for people to listen. A lot of people are scared to get on camera. And if you're scared to get on camera, then don't go on camera, just do the audio bit. That's no problem at all. And the tech involved in it is very simple. You just have to record yourself. So you can do that from your phone. You could do a video recording, but obviously just download the audio. Don't actually download the video from it. And then you would need to upload it somewhere, which could obviously be just a Google Drive, OneDrive, your website, and you link people to it. And it's probably very simple to set up, I would say.
Yeah. So then we're just going to talk briefly about free and low cost lead magnets. So there's some things you just want to offer for free, and other things you can offer to your audience at a low cost. And it could even, some people do charge for challenges and boot camps, but mainly they are free. So we have toolkits. So between Laura and I, we've got several toolkits in our own businesses, and we'll be building some together for the Thrive Business Academy as well. And also courses. So you can charge a small amount as a lead magnet. So I think we're all very, very au fait with having free lead magnets, but there is a sort of surge of low cost lead magnets that are coming up there. But we would not suggest that you offer a low cost first. We always offer free, outstanding value, then go on to a toolkit or a course, etc. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Laura?
For strategy, or just what we can cover? Are we doing courses?
Yeah, we can talk courses, and yeah.
So, like as an example, so you can you don't want to create as a lead magnet a full-on course, of course. You want something which is obviously going to be like a mini course, and it's got to be a quick win. So it's got to serve one quick win. So I have a mini course called Trello for Social Media that I offered, and it was literally 20 minutes long. I think it was 3 videos. There was 7 minutes long each, and it got them from A to B. That's all it did. It didn't go teach them everything about Trello, like I really could have wanted to do that. It was nice and simple. Obviously, courses are harder to set up. You'll require something like Thinkific or Podia, Memberval, the list goes on. So you'll need an LMS system. If you Google that, you'll need an LMS system, and you'll also need an email marketing system that's going to deliver all the login details and things like that. But I offered that for free and then switched it to paid after at a low cost of 27. So you can do a little bit about that, but we'll go further into that strategy on another one. So courses, 100%, they're quite good for the low value ones. And then I would say the masterclasses and workshops you often see, they can be free, but they can also be a low offer as well. What's the difference, Nick, between a masterclass and a workshop?
A masterclass is where you're showing up, you're listening. It might be somewhat interactive, but whereas a workshop is generally, it gives you things to do to get involved during the session. It's more of a learning interactive experience is what I would say a workshop is. Also, it doesn't, like, we overthink the names that we call things, boot camp, challenge, masterclass, workshop. It really depends where you're listening from, what you call things as well, because what we might call something in America, in England, in America, they call something totally different. So as long as it resonates with your audience, but more than that, it's really about how you explain in your content what people are going to get. It doesn't matter, to be fair, whether it's a masterclass or workshop, as long as your audience knows what they're signing up for.
100%. And they are actually quite easy to set up, because it could be you just need a Zoom account and you would give people a Zoom link, they attend the Zoom session, and that is it. Of course, you can download the video and then upload it to something like Vimeo or YouTube and give people a replay. But in general, you just need access to somewhere that you can go live and have people join you, which generally Zoom's the most preferred option that people are used to on it. And it's very straightforward.
Also, what's the amount of time you can record without having a Zoom paid account? Is it 40 minutes?
40 minutes.
40 minutes, yeah. So, for example, you could run a 30-minute masterclass and you don't have to pay for Zoom, for example. But obviously, we think it's a no-brainer decision to pay into things like Zoom, because it's something that we use every single day. We just
could live stream into Facebook, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah, you could do. You could just do that straight into Facebook without any costs at all if you wanted to. Again, if you're wanting to start a community up in Facebook, it's a really good way of starting that community by opening a Facebook group, holding your masterclass within it live, getting interaction. That's a really good way to get that algorithm warmed up. But before we go, I just want to touch on quizzes, because that's not something that I've actually had anything to do with. But I know you have done quizzes for your clients, haven't you? You've got involved with that side of things.
So done several quizzes, and from very basic ones where they answer 10 questions to very advanced ones where they answer maybe 50 questions. And honestly, they work really, really well, can be set up quite easily using software such as Gravity Forms or Try Interact. And it is one of them where I think they do have a good conversion rate on quizzes. Of course, you do have a lot of people who take a quiz and they don't want nothing else, obviously, just like any lead magnet. But also not just quizzes, but stuff like free reports. So it could be answer this and I'm going to give you a report. So if they answered 5 out of 10, it means they're classed as this threshold. I feel like we did one, you gave me one once where it was about money archetypes or something like that, weren't it?
Yeah, that's right. Which money archetypes are you? And I was like, oh my God, I found that really quite fascinating. Has it changed the way that I am? No, but it sort of makes me realize that I have got like a title to the sort of archetype that I am. But
that's really good for the therapist industry, I think, isn't it? Like
it really is, and especially money mindset. So as long as like you just get it really super niche, really.
The more niche, the better. 100% needs to be more niche, and it can be used in nearly any industry. Can have a quiz, and it's just about thinking about don't copy all the quizzes that are out there. You know, create something yourself that you can see your audience needing. Like I know I have a quiz idea for myself, which will be what email marketing system to use, because it's one of the questions I get asked all the time. So it'll also help me. So when people come into me saying, I don't know what email marketing system to use, I can say, take the quiz. So I'm also getting them as a lead magnet at the same time, Ben, as well.
And that really does touch on how lead magnets funnel the people within your audience. So when you're getting people dropping into your inbox asking you questions, you can literally funnel them to which lead magnet to go to. And that's the key with lead magnets. It's the people that come into you and asking questions. These are the people that want a solution. So let's just recap a moment. So you need to ensure that you solve a real problem that your audience has right now. Make sure it's a quick win. So we're not trying to take them from A to Z, just A to B. Be really super specific and make it really easy for them to understand, digest, etc. And then ensure, we always talk about it, high value, insane value. Make sure it's really going to blow their mind. People are a little bit fussy about giving their email addresses out. Make it worth it for them. Obviously, the PDFs, the quiz, etc., instant access to these ones. Okay. And this is your opportunity to share your expertise. So I think that is, we've just had a little recap there. So if you want to find more about us, go to our free lead generation Facebook group. I think if you just, I don't know what our link is actually, but it's called the lead generation. Do you know any more than that, Laura?
Yes, it's thethrivebusinessacademy.com/group.
Ah, amazing. Love that. Yep. So that's all for now. And we will speak to you soon.